A very good morning to my dear students of class 6, and I am glad to welcome you all to today's botany class. What are we going to learn today? Today's topic is going to be about adaptations in aquatic animals. So what is today's topic? Adaptations in aquatic animals. This is from the lesson called Habitat and Adaptations, and in our previous class we have already studied about the adaptations in aquatic plants, no? So all the plants inside the water, how they survive in the aquatic environment we have studied in the previous class. In today's class we will be learning what are the adaptations or special features in aquatic animals, the animals which live in water, what special features they have in them to survive in the water. Generally animals survive in terrestrial region, no, that is on the land only animals can survive. So what special features or what adaptations aquatic animals have, we will be learning in this class. So let's get started. So adaptations in aquatic animals, there are many aquatic animals, but in your textbook there are 4 examples given. The adaptations in 4 kinds of animals are explained in your lesson. So you are going to learn in detail about the adaptations in fishes, dolphins, whales and ducks. So though there are many aquatic animals, which means animals that live in water, you are going to learn what are the special features or special adaptations in these 4 animals, that is the fishes, dolphins, whales and ducks. What speciality these 4 have so that they can live in water, we will be learning. So first we will start with fish, adaptations in fish. What special features fishes have? The first feature is the gills. What is a gill? You must have heard this word, but I don't know how many of you know what a gill is actually. See, when you open the head of the fish, no, you can see some red color region like this. Have you seen this? While your mother cleans the fish, can you see this red color region? So these are the gills. In a fish, when you uncover the head region, you can find this red color region. This is called the gills of the fish. So this is the first special feature present in fishes. See, you can find gills only in fishes, no? In other water animals you cannot see this, but this is a special feature of fishes alone. Fishes have this as an adaptation to live in water. What does they do? The gills help the fish to breathe. How we breathe? Through our nose or nostrils. No? Similarly, fishes, they do not have nose, but instead they have this structure called as gills. So how do fishes breathe? Fishes breathe through the gills in the water, and that is why they can live in the water. Our respiratory system doesn't support us to live inside the water. If you stay for some time in the water, you cannot control your breath longer, no, you will take in water and we die, and other animals or human beings, no, we die because we do not have this special feature. But fishes always manage to survive in water because of the presence of gills, which is a special adaptation which makes the fish to breathe inside the water. Because of this gills only fish can breathe inside the water, and through the water they absorb oxygen. See, we need oxygen to survive, and all living organisms need oxygen to survive, no? But fishes do not come out of the water. So what they do to manage oxygen intake? So oxygen and carbon dioxide can dissolve in water, and so along with the water the fishes can take in oxygen also. That is helpful for their respiration or breathing process. That is how fishes can take in oxygen. Clear? Apart from these gills, one more special adaptation that is present in the fishes is streamlined body. What is the streamlined body? It is a special feature again in the fish. Streamlined body means the head and the tail region will be tapered. Tapered means it will be in narrow position. See here, this and this region is narrow and the center region is broad, no? So this is called tapered region. So streamlined body means a body which is broader in the center and tapered in the head and the tail region. It becomes narrow in the head and the tail region. So that is what is given. Head and tail has tapered end and broad body is present in the fishes, and this streamlined structure helps the fish to move by cutting in water. What does this mean, cutting the water? Do they cut the water? No, right? So what does this mean? They have swift movement to turn the direction. You can see fishes going straight, suddenly they will change the direction. This is called cutting the water. So immediately they can change about directions or their movements because of the streamlined body's structure. Because of this streamlined body only they can have cutting movement, and also the streamlined structure of the fish gives least resistance. What is this least resistance? What is resistance? Resistance means with high difficulty they move about in water, but here in the case of fishes, because of the presence of streamlined body, they have least resistance, which means it is very easy for them to move about water. They don't find, they need not have to apply so much of resistance in swimming against the water. Easily they can move about in water. And then fast moving fishes have more streamlined structures. The more they are tapered like this is a streamlined structure. Now if the tail and the head portion is more tapered, then those type of fishes can move about very fast. More streamlined structure will give very faster movement for the fishes. Clear? So streamlined body means head and tail tapered and broad body will be present as in the case of fishes, and they move by cutting the water when they have streamlined body, and when there is streamlined body there is least resistant, and the fishes which have more streamlined nature have the ability to move very fast. This is about streamlined body in fishes. And one more adaptation in fishes is the presence of scales. You cannot see scales in all aquatic animals, right? But in fishes you can see scales. What is scale? First of all, these round structures present on the surface of the, can you see this? So these are scales. Actually it is not blue in color. When you see your mother cleaning the fish, you can see some transparent round structures like this. It is actually colorless, mostly it is colorless, so those are the scales. So what is the advantage of scales? How does it help the fish? They protect the fish from injury or parasites. Suppose if you have a helmet on your head, you are prevented from injury, right? Similarly, fishes have scales so that directly if something attacks, it will not hurt its skin, and also it protects from parasites, from its enemies. So when you touch the fish, it is so hard so that the enemies will not attack the fish. So scales protect from injury and parasites, and these scales actually when you try to hold a fish, it will be slippery. It will not be like a solid object. It will slip from your hand because the scales have some mucus on them. Mucus means a sticky substance. We have mucus in the nose, the sticky substance when you get during cold, all that kind of mucus the fishes also have, and this also makes them slippery and they can easily escape from their enemies. And the presence of mucus also helps in swift movement. Since it is slippery in nature, it can easily slip along with the water and move very fast. So what have we studied about scales as adaptations? Scales help the fish from getting protected from injury or from other enemies, and the scales are also lined by a coating of mucus, and this gives some slippery nature to the outer surface of the fish, and because it is slippery it can move very fast. Swift means fast, okay, it can move very fast. So this is about the adaptations of scales. And there is one more adaptation, the tail. The tail you can see only in few aquatic animals. Fishes have special adaptations called tail. This is the tail region, right? So how tail protects the fish, or how it helps to live in water? It helps to change the direction. Fishes changes its direction because when it changes the direction of the tail, the fish moves in a different direction. The direction in which the fish moves is controlled by the direction in which the tail is changed, and also the tail is the one which helps the fish to push forward. It moves forward, no? Just like the flagella and bacteria, I have told you, while studying about the structure of bacteria, they have flagella, and as they sweep the air, they move about. Similarly, the tail, when it pushes backward, the fish will move forward. So tails are the ones which pushes the fish to move forward, and also they have a special property called as swim bladder. Apart from the tail, the fishes have a structure called as swim bladder. This swim bladder is nothing but a bladder which is filled in with air. So what you have inside swim bladder? Swim bladder is filled with air. So when the swim bladder is filled with air, the fish can swim above. Okay, it will be like lightweight material because it is filled with air. But if the fish releases the air outside from the swim bladder, the fish will, at that time the fish will go to deeper area of the sea to swim. Fish swims on the surface as well as in the deep waters, no? So when the fish wants to swim down, it will release the air out. Why it should release the air out? Because if there is air, the fish will float up. Even new swimmers have floats, to float about in the water, which prevent them from immersing in water. So similarly, when fish wants to go inside, it will release out the air. When it wants to float, it will fill its swim bladder with air. So this is one more special adaptation in fishes. Okay, that's all about fishes, and now we learn about dolphins and whales. What are the special features dolphins and whales have so that they can live in water? What are they? What special features dolphins have? Can you see gills in the dolphins? What is gill? If you open the head region, there will be gill like red color region, no? Can you see some partition just like the fish? In fishes you have a partition like this here, no? Like this you have a partition, right, in fishes. But in dolphins you don't have such partition. Okay, so why? Because they do not have gills like the fishes, because dolphins are mammals. They are not like the normal fishes. They belong to the mammal category, so they do not have gills. Then how do they breathe? Just like mammals, we are mammals, right? Just like how we breathe with the help of lungs, dolphins and whales also breathe with the help of lungs, and also they have a structure called blowholes. What is the name of the structure? Blowholes. What does this mean? Where can you find blowholes? Blowholes is present on the top of the head. On the head region they have blowholes. Okay. What speciality is about the blowholes? They help them to breathe on the surface of the water. Since the blowholes are present on the top of the head, so when they go to the surface of the water, they can breathe through the blowholes. That's why dolphins and whales frequently come to the surface of the water for gas exchange. So what have we studied about dolphins and whales? They do not, though they live in water, though we consider them like a fish, they are actually not fishes. They belong to the group of mammals, and they do not have gills like the fishes. Instead, they have lungs and one special feature called blowholes. Where is the blowhole? On the top of the head, and with the help of the blowholes, they go to the surface of the water and breathe through that hole. So these are about the special adaptations in dolphins and whales. Okay, and one more adaptation you have in dolphins and whales, it is called blubber. So what is a special adaptation? You already know, blowholes they have on the surface of the head, and also they have blubber. What is this blubber? It is a thick layer of fat. It is a thick layer of fat. Even polar bear structure, when we have studied about the thick layer of fat. No, polar bears can live in the polar region because they have thick layer of fat under the skin. Already I told you in my previous class, people who are very fat, no, they don't feel cold at all because the thick layer of fat present below the skin. Who is fat? First of all, people with so much of fat under the skin will only appear fat, right? So similarly, polar bears also have so much of fat under the skin, and so they can feel the warmth because of the fat, and so they don't feel cold. So similar to that, these dolphins and whales also have a thick layer of fat, and that thick layer of fat has a special word called blubber. And also this blubber gives warmth to the fishes. They make the fishes feel and also this blubber gives warmth to the dolphins and whales, which means they make the fishes feel warm, or they prevent them from the cold climate in the water regions. The chillness will not affect the dolphins and the whales because of the presence of blubbers. And also this fat is used by the dolphins and whales whenever there is scarcity of food. Whenever there is no food for the whales and dolphins, they use the fat which is present underneath the skin, that is below the skin. So what have we learnt in this slide? Dolphins and whales have a special property called blubber. What is blubber? It is a thick layer of fat which is present underneath the skin, and because of the blubber, the dolphins and whales will feel warm, and also it can be used whenever there is scarcity of food. This is about adaptations in dolphins and whales. And the last aquatic animals adaptation to be studied today is about the ducks. What adaptation ducks have? Ducks have webbed feet. Webbed feet means, see, the feet has fingers. Can you see fingers in the duck? So like other animals, they have fingers, and these fingers are connected by a fold of skin. So this is called webbed feet. A flap of skin joins the fingers. They have the fingers, and the fingers are all joined together by a skin, and so they are called as webbed feet. And also the bones are lightweight. Ducks' bones are light in weight, just like the other birds, no? But we have a heavy bone. The human beings and other animals have heavy bones, whereas birds and ducks, no, they have a lightweight bone and hollow bone. Hollow bone means there will be nothing inside the bone, so it makes the duck feel very light. That's why they can swim or float on the surface of the water. And also the feathers are waterproof. So always they are living inside the water, no? Imagine If it is not waterproof, they will be soaked inside the water. But the ducks have a waterproof feather which do not allow the water to stick to them. So always they can stay dry. And then they have on their beak, they have a hole called as bills. What is the hole in the beaks called? It is called by the word bills. Okay, so these bills filter the mud. They even swim in the muddy region. So when they take in water to the bills, what is bill? On the beak they have a hole and that is called as bill. This hole helps them to filter the mud. So when they take in water accidentally, mud should not enter inside their body. So for filtering that, they have a structure called as bills, which are holes. So these are some of the special adaptations of ducks in water. So what have we studied? They have a webbed feet which are joined together by a flap of skin, and their bones are light and hollow in nature so that they can swim easily, and their feathers are waterproof so that it keeps the ducks always dry, and they have holes on the beak. It is called as bills, and the function of the bills is to filter the mud. So these are about the adaptations in aquatic animals. So for your homework, read pages 105 and 106, that is today's portion what I have taught you. So keep updated yourself by reading your daily lessons so that it becomes easy for you during your exams. So that is all for today's class, and until I meet you tomorrow in your next zoology class, you all take care and bye-bye.